What's up, everybody? Iskander says first. All right, tonight we are going to be playing the Turin SFT as the High Elves. Got to go ahead and check in real quick. We need an appropriate High Elves GIF. Something arrogant looking. Maybe like Thranduil, although we gotta specify High Elves since that could be interpreted as a Wood Elf. I think lorefully, he is a Wood Elf, actually. Yeah, how you doing, Iskander? Always the first guy in. I like the buffs on Wood Elves, or High Elves. There's like, we got fatter White Lions. Our elite infantry can now hold cap points. We got an acceleration buff to Silver Helms and Dragon Princes. All pretty respectable. Was that the only cav they got buffed, or did they? What do we got? Let's have a look. Yeah, so all the variants of Dragon Princes and Silver Helms got a small acceleration buff, so they should be like a little snappier in handling now. Sword Masters got buffed. We'll probably have to try to work those in at some point. The White Lion buff is pretty considerable. They got like 10% health. Hey Dust, how's it going? Hey ZK, welcome, welcome. I don't think the nobles work. I think that the Everqueen's court, we're actually like almost there. We might do the fun wombo combo at some point where you put Hand of Glory on them and they do like 52 DP10. They actually just have like insane damage output with Hand of Glory. The problem is you kind of want to net if you're doing that. And there's not like a slow that works on high magic. Maybe if they're like Doc or something and we expect Tempest. I don't think the Lore Master works. Alethanar is kind of okay. Not as exciting as the other lords. Same thing with Tyrion. So I think we're mostly interested here in like how are the Silver Helms, the Everqueen's Court, and the White Lions. Those are the most likely to like make a splash. The Pure Main Company in particular has me interested here. I think that's got like almost certainly some legs. Let's make sure we're checked in so we don't get the Sadams here. All right. Checked in. Hey Buffo, how's it going, man? Is it morning over there? What time is it? Seoul. Oh yeah, it's the morning. Okay. I was like, must be really, really late. 15 hours ahead. It turns out it's just the next day. Welcome to the stream where we learn what time zones are. It's a pretty good turnout for like a last minute. There's always like the Turin effect, which you love to see. He does so much for the community. Just everybody gets excited and wants to be part of the stream. So we got a lot of goons playing. The other thing, a lot of the spells got changed, so we're gonna want to check that out. I think the biggest one for the High Elves are cool because they get all the spells, I think is the Lore of Light. So like anywhere where we were dealing with Fizz Resist before, this kind of kit is probably going to be pretty nasty. Because we get a 15-second global magic attack imbuement to our whole army. I wonder if this applies to melee only, or if CA did it right and it gets... Let's just check that real quick. So there's like some factions, Skaven, demons obviously, all the monogod factions, especially Slanesh, Norska because of rage. There's Wood Elves like big time. There's a lot of random factions that just have like a lot of units with some Fizz resist, and the Lore of Light spam was already like kind of viable. So now I think it's actually quite good. And High Elves take advantage of it pretty well because they have a lot of cheap shooting options that scale well when they get to ignore. Okay, so yes, we get sick. So it does apply to everything. That's good to know. Very nice, very nice. So that should cleave a number of things. Oh man, I want to play against like Brett. And they bring the Green Knight, and we just surround it with like Silver Helms and cast a light spell, and it is instantly deleted. 15 seconds. Yeah, Dust. It was like, okay, I think they buffed the duration. Maybe I'm not actually sure. Let's see. Exorcism. What happened in the patch notes? Exor. How do you spell exorcism? Oh no, they buffed it up to 15, so it got a huge buff. Nice. Yeah, magic damage is pretty good. It's got to be like a matchup where we want it, but providing ITP and leadership at the same time also kind of have that effect where they'll rally random units. Oh, nice. Something good into BC. Oh, we're up B6? All right, my teammate B6 is messaging me, and it looks like we're playing. Cool. Jumping in the lobby. How do the maps work tonight? Let's see. What do we got? What has Turin done? Okay, so we do the ban thing. So I am... Oh. Need to reload the site. I am top bracket. So we'll find out what B6 is, then we'll ban one of these. Oh, Skaven. All right. So I'm not actually sure if we want like a shooting map or not in High Elf Skaven. We can actually outshoot them. That's the interesting thing. We can do like the run them down with infinite bows and arrows. I like, you're telling them the secret, Iskander. If you tell them the password's 1, they're gonna know. Super secret. So we can either rush them or play some like SE play with like Omen of Asurian. I don't think it has MR though, so it's a little susceptible to like rat stars and stuff. Or we can go infinite bows. I actually kind of like mini bow. Daka. Because Skaven doesn't like contest being outshot particularly well. So I think we can give that a shot and maybe like do some chariot reinforcement action. Yeah, that seems like a plausible plan to me. Skaven really doesn't like to be outshot. Okay, so in that case, we want shooty maps. And we can ban Crystal Lake's a good shooty map. What is can you hover? You hover. Putrefying Carcass. That's a new map. Altar of the Champion looks like probably the map we don't want, but I do want to see those maps for a brief second. The other thing we can do is like Techless Poke, which is, I think, pretty solid against the Skaven. You know, he gets like a whole lot of WOM. You can go like this kid or something and just poke. Flock got nerfed, but, you know, it's still good if he's like doing the extra spell mastery, big spell mastery buffs. You can do some big old chain lightnings. Techless is interesting because he got multiple buff spells in this patch. Okay, so Putrefying Carcass is this map. Doesn't look like that good of a... Hi, dog. We got dog stream tonight. Let's ban Altar of the Champion. Okay. Assemble the archers. Daka. What do we want, Lord-wise? I think a cheap caster is probably good. Just thinking about... Okay, we're on Putrefying Carcass. We're going deep. We're going real deep here. So we do need to have enough frontline and cav that we can avoid them just like rushing us down. So maybe we go like an Eagle Shem caster with Exorcism and nothing else. We're just gonna spam. That seems fine. I could go Dragon, actually. The Dragon's a little more susceptible to Skaven counterfire. But also provides us a Terra Source for an extra 1,000 gold. I think I want to go cheap. Because we need to have enough of a front line to like sustain against them. And we'll take like 2 Skirm Cav so that we have a map present. Take a bunch of spears. These hold really well. This looks like kind of a build. Looks plausible. And then this can also help us if he like goes for Plague Claws or something. Okay, so we want some kind of terror source. This is the cheapest one, but it kind of sucks. Maybe we do want to revisit that no dragonsies concept. Because we could cut like just a little bit, like downgrade what. Yeah, this works. This works. Okay, we'll go dragon. No. The being in position for our shots is going to matter more, I think, than having the dragon. Okay, that's the plan then. We'll reinforce lots of cav. Maybe a couple of these for triads and stuff. Cut one of those. I would like a chariot if we can fit it in. The bolt thrower can also do all right. It's like very good at counter sniping. Just thinking. I really like the Illyrian Reavers. These guys are strong. I do want to try the new units, so we'll just throw a pure main in for good measure. Just for the sake of discussion. I really want a Terrasaurus. The Flamespire Phoenix kind of sucks. I guess they changed foot characters so it can assassinate them now. So we could just go for the Flamespire just because it's cheap. We could do a Sun Dragon. Sun Dragons are not the worst. We'll just take... I guess it has fire, so maybe it can take out a hot dog. Let's try it. Why not? We're kind of like in an experimenting mood. Yeah, this seems fine. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I can't think of anything that could go wrong here. We basically already ended the game. All right. How much damage is this caster going to get? Make a prediction. I think we can get 2k on it. I'm feeling optimistic. It's going to snipe out some arty or get some good enfilades on infantry. Maybe take out a lord. I'm feeling good. It's going to get like 700 and we're going to lose. B6 is a scary player to try to outshoot because they've got so much experience playing defensive Skaven. So I guarantee you that they've done like a whole bunch of matchups of this against random RTK people. And I haven't actually played this build into Skaven. We're like trying to branch out right now. And the other, oh god, this is not a good shooting map. Okay, we make lemonade, team. What can we do? Actually, it's not the worst. We've got this central terrain looks shootable. Okay, so we need to be able to basically control the left side without running down the hill. And we can probably also like get an archer or two up on the right side and just get like a little cheeky tap in. And then this will enable us to... So I guess we put our lord over here and our main formation on this side because this is really the only place we can reasonably box. And that will enable us to get enfilades better because they'll have to square up on our main formation. They went not the absolute widest for Skaven with 16 units. Skaven's just so hard to predict because they can do like any number of different things. So it's kind of futile to be like, you know, this is exactly what they're up to based on their deploy patterns. Okay, so what we want to do is get the armored guys in front so they're more likely to take damage because they're going to counterfire any kind of slingers or things like that much better. And I'm not too worried about Skaven getting on our backfield. I guess we're a little light on answers to flayers in this build. So we'll have to be cognizant of that. But I think a Silver Helm is probably chonky enough to do that. And then these guys, we just aren't going to hotkey. If they die, they die. We're just going to use these to apply a little bit of point pressure. Okay, that's a plan. Put these on guard mode so they don't dirtle. Yes, when life gives you putrefying carcass, make lemonade dust. That's like some Nurgle thoughts. Ah, yes, putrefying carcass. Everything is good. Zippity doo-dah. All right, where is dust? Ready, GLHF. And what we're trying to do tonight, besides like try out high elves, is not suck while casting. So I'm going to make an attempt to do like the full RTS loop where I like look around the map and don't lose track of things. Okay, they have Warp Gale and Scorch. Scorch is going to be pretty good against us. 16 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. God, I'm counting is so hard. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. They have 16 out now. So there could be a natty. They don't look like they have enough melee presence that we're too concerned. So I think we just start yeeting into Gorage. And we don't really want the engage right away. I want him to, if we see like a targeting reticule, we know that there's a bubo hanging out. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's a natty bubo somewhere in there. So we're gonna waddle up and just counterfire him. I don't actually care. We should get the juicy targets out of range though. And he's gonna try to come in, I think, with the whole formation. So we need some cav to do mass holding. And then we're just gonna shoot him to shit. The way that the high elves do best. It's interesting that I think I need to be at max range for this to be like fully effective. Oh, Plague Claw. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Oh god. Okay, we need to walk up and start shooting. We're gonna stop talking for a sec because micro is hard and stuff. Where's the damn bubo? We're gonna try to draw attention from the shooting with our lord. And he's actually like kind of heavily indexed into shooting here, to be honest. So we might be able to just like get in there. Yeah, I'm actually inclined to push here because this front line is kind of soft. Let's see if he's ready for that. We might be able to get the bubo with our lord also. There it is. Get that out of there. If we can just walk up and get some archers in range, we can take it out. Charge there, summon a silver helm. Oh, we don't have the gold, shit. Right there. Oh, we're warp guild in the sky, so this is fine actually. We just need to run as soon as it goes on cooldown. Let's take these out. Warp Gale has such a long lock. It's a really cool spell. Okay, so these are going to charge those. He's diving with his elites, which is a bit of a problem, I'll say. Probably killed the bubo here. We need to hold here. Run away there. We're going to dive on the bubo, send these back, send that back. We need a little bit of infantry because we lost our infantry cover here. Run that back, fight those on those. Drop on the bubo, run away because there's a dreaded 13th. Yeah, this looks all right. We routed that, and we don't want to get stuck in with infantry if we can avoid it. We might be able to like get a pick here on his Throt. Summon more Cav. Wood elves love, or high elves love Cav. Turn around, charge that. Keep shooting Throt when we're allowed to. And this looks pretty good. Okay, so our next summon I think should be a Pterosaurus, and that'll I think close out the game. We could just keep summoning Cav, but I don't think it quite does what we need in this board. Okay, so there's an Eshin Triads. Let's see if we can fight that with the Pure Main Company, actually. Or one of these. Get over there. Okay, backfield is completely ours. Let's just focus fire. Where is he? Gorich. for those. We need to get this in the air because he can get his spell on cooldown. Melee cav over there. This looks pretty good, actually. I guess we can just take out the Rogers. We're back in the air, so that's good. You fight the Eshin Triads. You shoot the Eshin Triads. You go over there. We don't want to get these blown up by the globes. We don't want to land there either. Run out. Go fight. More cav. I gave up on the terror source. We'll do that as our next summon. Okay, push in. And now we've got our shooting online in the backfield, which should be pretty good here. The Gorage is like sticking really well. I like that tech. But I think when we get a little bit of terror in here, we're just going to mass route anything that can defend against the ball of ranged. And we do actually, for the most part, want to keep these archers alive, because I think we're actually out shooting anything he's got right now. So I think it's advantageous to us in this kind of board to like spread out, you know, take our composure, rebox. We could like, you know, mega dive here, but because we've successfully compromised most of the Skaven shooting and we're still hanging out taking pot shots with this Lord, it's really tempting to like over chase. And you can end up in these positions where you like run all the way into a spawn and you've got nothing going, and then he just like, you know, gets some rats or whatever chariots over on your own backline and you lose. So we want to be disciplined, keep our backfield shooting, keep these archers intact. I hope we don't have the archer bug. That would be sad. Maybe we do a bombing run here on these triads. Are these real triads? Yeah, triads don't have like that clone ability, do they? I wonder if our archers are actually shooting. And I think now we want like pile of silver helms. Get a shot on that. And all this time we cast light spells, it's like just absolutely demolishing his fizz resist across the board, which we're happy about. You'd like to see that. And we're reasonably far up on damage value, but not like in a way such that he cannot possibly come back. Gorich getting like big terror outs would be like his main way back in this game. Or a Lord Snipe. We can definitely die to a Lord Snipe still. Gorich is pretty squirrely. He's actually like very hard to hit. Where's a Triad? Can we get some nice Phoenix bombs on anything? Yeah, maybe here. All right. I hate this ability. You have to like shift one, shift one, shift one, shift one. Maybe we can get a route there. Cast on Gorich. I think the Gorich hitbot is not like really connecting with our stuff. So that's at least like a little bit awkward here. But what are you gonna do, you know? I think it's fine. We also have the triple cap right now, so he's really gotta like push out pretty soon. Is this a summon? Yeah, it is. Okay. I think I'm gonna int this Phoenix into his backfield as a way to hold him for a while. Because he's in this situation right now where... Oh, actually, no, we don't need to int into the backfield. We can go for the Lord. He's in this situation right now where like he really needs to cap soon or he's dead. And so if we can delay that a little bit, that'll be enough to take the game. Phoenix, get it out because there's a Gorich on it. And then we're just kind of flying over to delay. We really don't need much time here. And there's just like no way he's going to be able to get these far back objectives. Although the fact that that one's starting to... Maybe that was a Skaven slave or something. I'm not sure what was doing that. That's interesting. Not that one. We'll go for the Lord, sure. Will we shoot our own Phoenix in the back? To be determined. The exciting conclusion. So now we're in a position where he really has to triple cap, and he's not made much inroads. So we're gonna start summoning on our safe points because like he only has the one out. And so it's relatively elementary to just like, you know, get a little bit of like cav back there and then bring it home. Very nice. Okay, that was a fun game. 0710, HLSK, B6, R1. I don't have the micro to do the Cav and the Archer stuff and also look at chat. Let's see what people are thinking. We got some Wood Elf discussion. Yeah, the RTK Secret Police. Weird thoughts with dust. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the dogs will be coming and going. The minimap is a frowning toad face. Fantastic. GG, GG. We didn't get our 2K, everybody. We had high hopes for this Lightcaster. I do think it enabled everything else, though, to do a lot of damage to those Ashen troops. The Archers did fine. I think they actually would have done better if they didn't already, like, kill all the Skaven. The Flame Spire was respectable there. But there was, like, because the Archers were alive and they had ammo left and there was nothing to shoot, they weren't getting more value, which is, like, you know, first world problems. Bubo did pretty well. I'm starting to come around on, like, just taking a Buna. Every time I face a Bubo, it's, like, really good, and just flying over and Bunaing it. Nothing on the Skaven roster really got a ton of value. Oh, the spell resist. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so maybe that's not the idea when they... Did he bring that item? HLSK Dom. Now let's tag this HLSK wide Dom. Okay, we go report. I'll check out if you brought that item. That's a good shout. 1-0. High Elves. Skaven. Okay, what else should we test? I kind of want to know how the Silver Helms do into other Cav, like Black Knights, Senties. Somebody want to get in here? Oh no, the password is 1. 1. I want to know how Silver Helms do into common Cav matchups, because I think they actually do pretty well, or at least their stat card is good. And I'm also curious if the upgrade from these guys to these guys, like, is 100 worth? If you want the shield at all, is the 8 extra MD worth it? My feeling is maybe not, because Cav are already so likely to hit against enemy Cav, but it probably does let them grind well. So I'm kind of curious about that. We'll see if somebody from chat gets in here. I just don't get it. Like, this unit doesn't always perform that well for me, but it's got incredible stats, so it must have, like, some hidden stats that are not that good. Like 100 armor, it's fast. It's like, it's got heavy Cav stats, but it's got the speed of light Cav. So maybe they have, like, a chunky model base or something that's holding them back. Iskander, you're starting the game. Sweet. So I want to run them into Senties. And then probably, what else is common right now? Hellstriders, I think they should beat those. Black Knights. Those, and then maybe we already know that these are going to get murked by Cold One Cav. So we probably don't need to test that. It's just like a counter. So let's do Senties first. Just bring 4. We can do the quick test, so we don't have to, like, deal with pausing and stuff. And you can just click on them and hit fast forward, basically. So I think these guys should wreck Senties in a heads up. They have, like, with martial prowess, they have pretty impressive stats. And then the other question is, like, well, okay, so if we like these at 1,000, do we like Dragon Princes for 400 more? And I think probably no. It's the goofy heart designs, yeah. They're like, they have an art struggle. We all know that the coolest designs are the best units. Some designer over at CA is like, I put so much work into that art, you have to give them 6 more MA. Or change their hidden animation stats so they're better. Smaller model bases. No one will know. I wonder if we should try to convince CA to put the model base sizes in the... Well, so these don't look like particularly crazy large bases, to be honest. I think you can actually tell that one by just looking at the size of the triangles. But it is weird that it's, like, such an impactful stat. I don't know if this is collision radius or those are different things. You need like a wizard like Catholic Alcoholic to tell you that. Okay. So Iskander, we can just click on these and hit fast forward. Make a prediction, chat. How are these going to do? How much damage did the Sentis get? I bet they only get like 600. Oh, the test is fucked. Oh well. I was thinking all basic Sentis because I brought some shielded ones, but whatever, it's fine. This will still be representative enough. They're pretty jacked, to be honest. I presume that they just like absolutely dunk the non-AP Sentis, and then AP Sentis are probably still a good. Like 36 MD is so much. 44 is crazy. This is like they almost are elite Cav for that price. Yeah. Oh my god. So the shielded ones just murk regular Sentis. Jesus. That's like a hard counter territory. 379. And then they go about even with the unshieldeds go about even with Senti great weapons, which is fine. I don't think they can afford to bring great weapons against high elves because they cost so much. And they get just ripped to shreds by light arrows. Yeah, 1/3 damage, yep. The unit's pretty good. Can we do Black Knights? Lances only, because the other ones suck. And then we should try Hellstriders. If they beat the Sentis, they're probably beating most of the middle tier Cav, actually. These might be the best middle tier Cav. Just bring 4 Lances. I don't need to test the different enemy unit types, because I know their relative strength. I'm just trying to see if the MD is worth it. Like 100 for 8 is a little on the pricey side, so I think it's like you want the MD if the shield is doing anything for you, and you don't if it's not. But like 100 for a shield and 8 MD is like not nothing. The other thing is MD is better on units that already have high MD because of how the math works. So it's like pretty solid on this unit, I think. This also might be like one of the Chevron candidate units. High MD units perform well with Chevrons. But I think when you're in the territory of shoving like some number of Chevrons on these guys, you probably want to just take Dragon Princes. They'll wall up the Hellstriders. Yeah, I believe that. We probably don't need to test that. I've done other stuff like Black Knights beat the Hellstriders. So if these beat Black Knights, they're in the same like unit category as Black Knights. So like they have a similar stat profile. So they probably wreck. And the Black Knights cost a little bit more, so if they trade up, that's impressive. They have better stats, so you would think that they would. Although Black Knights have 75 charge bonus, and these have a little bit less. So on our right, we have the shielded ones, and on our left, we have the unshielded ones. Maybe the Black Knights have like better animation bases or something, or the extra armor does work. Because this doesn't look that good for us. Interesting. I wonder what... Is the vigor the same? I wonder what's going on here. From the stat line, you would really expect a different result, because this is like 29, 28, 42. Oh, it's the weapon strength, I see. They might also have more AP. Yeah, I see. So they have less stats, but more weapon strength, and then on the charge, they get ahead. That's pretty good, though. This is like... So the unshielded ones actually do less cost-effectively into the Black Knights than the shielded ones, which is good to know. I think we might be supposed to take the shieldeds. Yeah, so the 8MD is probably worth it, to be honest. So they slightly lose, although that was army losses, to Black Knights, which is fine. Because those are... The Black Knights are 1050, and these are 1000. So that's acceptable. Yeah, we can test the Hellstriders real fast. I think Dust is right. I do want to know, like... the difference between beats them and it's like, you know, just a free pick on the unit. Centaurs beat the Hellstriders, so it's probably like closer to free pick territory. That we need to tilt the Black Knight fight in our favor is interesting, although I think we have the tools to do that. The one thing is we can't let them get zombie summons or it goes very badly for us. So we might need to do some tech like taking an Omen, and then the Omen is used to contain their lord and prevent like free summons. And then we play like a mobility game with some kind of skirm damage and a bunch of cav, and we just like 2-cap them and try to pick off units. The Omens can kill White Kings now also, which is kind of nice. I really like the Omen. I don't know when they put the aura up to 55, but it's a big-ass aura now. It gets ITP and Vigor reset in a 55 radius, which is crazy. It's very, very good. Fast forward. Yeah, this has to be, like, so one-sided. Oh, okay, actually, the House Riders do decent damage here. This is a good opportunity for us to see if the shields are doing any work for us. So that they kill, it's funny, the shielded ones kill first because they're snowballing faster. So we got 307, 299, and then these guys got 366, 391. So, you know, 50 to 100 gold on the one charge, which means that the shields are paying them for themselves in a heads-up cab fight. So that's, like, pretty relevant. Interesting, interesting. How much does chevrons cost on these guys? What happens if instead of... This is like we have Dragon Prince at home. Yeah, there's no way we're not supposed to just roll with Dragon Princes if we're doing... Oh, whoa. Wait. Okay, no. The other stats on the Dragon Princes more than make up. I was like, are these better than Dragon Princes when you chevron them? No. Okay, that's cool. You want to bring some Graveguard and just see how they do into White Lions real quick? Like 4 Graveguard. Reiksguard, no, they'll... we could test it. I want to try the white... Oh, we're going to have a round soon. Oh, yeah, okay. Do Empire Cav and Reiksguard, that's fine. We got the 10-second delay, so we're, like, ping-ponging on the unit test. I like that. It's kind of funny. Yeah, let's do Empire. 1, 2. 1, 2. What I'm seeing from this test is the 100 is worth it. So against like an Empire type faction, it's got to be worth it because we actually do want the shields here. And I think it's probably like just the fact that they trade better into the enemy cav, like more so than the cost of the shields, when the shields aren't doing anything, means that we definitely Temu Princes. We definitely want it when we're trying to buy a shield. And we might want it the rest of the time. They definitely have the stat line where like 8 MD is of interest, and we'll have to go after this one because the round is called. I really want to get the RAR Sisters of Avalorn out and put Hand of Glory on it, so it just is 2 Sisters of Avalorn worth of damage output. You know, Reiksguard were actually the unit that got me initially interested in this unit because I was looking at them and I was like, oh, damn, the Silver Helms have a pretty similar stat line. That's interesting, though. The weapon strength appears to matter a lot in these, like, heavy cav on heavy cav duels. I think because it gives them a little bit of extra AP, and then that AP scales with the charge bonus. So they're effectively, for the first, like, some number of rounds of combat, doing, like, quite a bit more damage. Okay, so if we pick these out, the shielded ones are holding longer and are getting closer to trading. These do trade down against Reiksguard, which is good to know. So against Empire, we might need to take, like, Dragon Princes or maybe White Lions or War Lions. How are we doing on this? Tell Turin to get that bracket cooking. There we go. We're playing against Mr. Boss. All right. No peeky. No peeky. Boss. Join. Boss Toss as a teammate. Swell individual. Owner of an extremely large number of animals. I'm going to ask him, how many animals do you think Boss owns, guys? How many animals do you know? Asking for an over-under. I'm going with 20. How many do you own? I'm so bad at streaming and talking. Norscan Rise, okay. I think he's got 20. In your house. He wants to know if he personally owns or in his house, which tells you that there's a lot of animals involved. Oh, he's Khorne. He's Khorne. He owns 6. Okay, that's a pretty good number. That's not 20 though. So I guess there's no like chickens or anything involved. That's a good guess, Iskender. 4 dogs, 2 cats. Okay. That's like a more that's a much more sober answer than I was expecting, if we're being honest. Okay, let's try some tech that used to work when they were like hell cannons, ride or die. This is kind of like a fun... Oh, we should figure out the map before we go balls deep on this. Who gets the map ban first? Boss Toss does. Okay, so we can play Dunes of Cain or Norscan Rise. Norscan Rise is a pretty good shooting map, but it does have like a somewhat safe approach. Dunes of Cain is completely exposed for shooting, and our flying SEs will provide like really good map control there. So I think we want to do Dunes of Cain. Yeah, let's do that. Let's play on Dunes of... although the shooting corridor on Norscan Rise is really nice. It's like super narrow. Yeah, let's do Norscan Rise. Let's do Norscan Rise. And this will allow us to like basically back up into the spawn, which we're interested in. I wonder if we should go... So the Frostheart helps us pick off a Valkia by offering this slow. Like, it double slows and makes our actual assassination, like, pretty lethal. But it also means that we're, like, pretty deep on Team Kite. To the extent that we'll, like, struggle to establish map presence. Alternately, yeah, let's just go deep. If he wants to spawn stuff us, he'll spawn stuff us, and we'll see what works. Let's try it. We'll get the Raw in. So we do want to reinforce some infantry on this plan. And I would like a little bit of shooting to go along with this. Oh man, this is pretty deep. Yeah, I don't know if we can go quite that deep. That's real deep. I'm a coward. We don't want to go all in on the Lord Snipe, I think. It's like a little bit too dedicated of a plan. So we'll take like, you know, a little bit of a ground team here, and then we'll summon out more Skirm Cav probably. I would really like to fit, if I can, I think Shield of Thorn, I think the magic damage, or the damage from this ignores the Khorne ability. So I think we can go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's just go, like, pretty dedicated, I guess. How are we going to round this out? Oh, perfect. No problems here. So we'll summon, like, 2 archers or so. And then we'll take a bunch of the Cav that we just tested. Where is it? Do these have fire resist? Ooh, they do. I don't think we can afford the Dragonborn, though, on top of all of this nonsense. That's probably a little pricey. Take those. Maybe one of these. We're trying stuff. We'll see if it works. It's kind of a fun concept. It's definitely worked for me before. Then how do we fill this out? I guess we'll take one more Cav. I don't hate having like a little bit of tools to deal with elite infantry, or if he just like opens on a bunch of Chaos Warriors. And I do want to test the White Lions more now that they're buffed. So we'll play like kind of a slow game, get this infantry out, and then we'll counter push. Cool. Ready. And on this map, because we have like our flying goon squad, we should be able to toggle pretty effectively between top and mid. And so that means that we'll be able to hold on till a point, most likely, while we harass. I'm going to unready and hit the restroom for 5 seconds. BRB, restroom. Okay. I just remembered that Boss Toss really loves Wrathmongers. So we probably need something for that. To that end, let's get a War Lion Chariot in here. I think that'll probably kill them. And it's also just like a strong unit, and it works well with like this nonsense. Because we're going to get into a position where we like need some infantry clear, and we probably also should take more cheap cav, because we're going to need to push back into his formation at some point here. The one issue with this build is that we don't have that much shooting damage, but I think the Omen and the Dragon help make up for that. Like these will be able to apply a lot of pressure to our poke game, and we'll have so much time on this map. Yeah, it should be fine. Let's give it a try. There's a few things you can bring, like Minos, that might be kind of annoying. Where, like, yeah, we can shoot them, but we don't have that much shooting. So that we're going to damage them down pretty slowly. I guess that is an argument for the Storm Riders, which do kind of kick ass. It's such a good unit. So maybe we, like... We need to balance our anti-infantry and anti-other stuff tools. And these guys probably, even though they have less health, they probably still perform similarly or better into coordinate reinforcements. It's just such a strong unit, and we need enough shooting, pretty badly, honestly, that we can deal with like slow infantry heavy pushes. So we'll give this a shot. I think this can definitely work. The beautiful sunset in this area is going to come and provide blinding light to the side of our face. Get some exorcism procs. Gotta love that about this area. Yeah, this is fun. I like the high elves now. I think they're pretty balanced. They're definitely like below the top tier of play. There's no doubt about that. But they have fun tools. They can do interesting things like SE play, kite, rush. Their cav seems viable now, which is fun. So I think our plan is going to be to try to cap top and then just poke for like 10 minutes while we build up a bunch of infantry. And if you went hell cannons, or whatever you call those guys, that'll probably be a bad time for him. Okay, so we go 2 of these top, and then 1 each to these points, so that any points that he doesn't take, we just get to snag. And then I think we'll fight for the mid point, so that we can like do this rotation with our flyers between top and mid. Because that gives us like a large amount of effective force mobility. And then we're going to summon like infantry and stuff and poke as he allows. Seems like a plan. We'll put these in box form so they're harder to catch. The dreaded box formation. Okay. Good to go. GLHF boss. And we are going to try to not forget our place while we get excited about what all these abilities do. Here we go. Okay, so we got... oh, that Herald is going to get fucked. Oh my god. Yes. Alright, what's that in the back? He's got Marauders. Marauders. Oh, this is juicy. Ooh. Oh, man. I wish we brought the Frostheart right now. That would be sick. I think we could triple cap him here. Those units are not going to be able to stop these units. Okay, so we'll bring in some infantry. He has 11 units, so there must be cav or something in the woods here. Because this is only a couple units. And we'll just take this fight. I mean, we can fuck him up. Yeah, sure. I do wonder where the rest of his units are right now. But, oh, there they are. Okay. We don't want to get caught. Like, he's going to try to get a summon off here. Yeah, it's Minos, but we're too fast. High elf things. Are these chariots? Where are these? Yes. Okay. Get a breath there. Shoot the dual weapons. The chariots are pretty tough. And we don't need to fight here, so we should back up the things that he's capable of catching. And the cannon's doing pretty good damage to us right now, but we don't really care. Get a vortex off. And in a second, we'll go for like a big heal. And here we'll see if we can get like a quick shock route. Probably not. And we run away. And he's summoning top, so we'll counter summon the riders. Oh, that should have been in the vanguard point. Whoops. Oh well, doesn't matter. Yeah, we got a route. Nice. Good. He's getting pretty good damage off on our lord with that cannon, actually. Let's back up. What are these? Flesh hounds. Okay, so we can fight that. Dive further back into spawn. Counter those. Ouch. The cannon's going to do good work this game. So we need some mass. We'll summon the cheap mass, I guess. Get one heal off. Run away with those. Go engage with those. Get a charge here. Get a charge there. We should be able to pick off a bunch of his stranded stuff. Sending in some bats. Don't care. Okay, we got probably a route over here. And we'll come around the side. We can probably cap. This seems brutal for Khorne, to be honest. Run away with that. Oops, that was a mistake. And we'll get a cav up here because we don't really want to get too far behind on the points. Run away with this. Cav got bricked. It's a little bit problematic, but probably fine. Get a good breath off. Go fight there. Fight there. Go support up here. And we need to get these Minos out of play, I think. Because they're gonna wreck our shit. Get a big heal here. Get the Omen out. Get the Lord out. Shoot. Go fight there. Reinforce here. Oh shit, Omen is stuck. Okay, well, Omen's pretty tough. Hope it dies, or it doesn't die. And we are gonna send one guy over there to try to hold. Send these in. Run that away. Yeah, the Omen got out. We do need to fight the damn chariots. But I think this fight is equally important. Our Lord is getting clapped, which is a problem. Omen gets out. I wonder if we can just, like, give up this base fight and just go fight on the points and take advantage of our superior mobility. We might be able to be honest. Because right now we don't have the support of our range stuff that would normally be our answer to the Minos. Although if he wants to keep his Lord back here, we will take that fight. And then we need some of these to go contest the doggos. And we'll get that out. Yeah, I think we just try to like multi-cap him here on the points. Because he's really not going to be able to kill the bird when we've got access to heals. And we have like a considerably better mobility core, I think. Charge that, charge that. Run away from there, go fight over here. Yeah, we want to just play the mobility game, because our shit is faster than his shit. He's somehow up on value quite a bit, and also points, so maybe our brain is small. Oh, we've been healing, that's right. I was like, I feel like the eyeball test doesn't look that bad for us here. Get the skirms out. The dive on that. Go over here with that. And then these guys can push up. We'll get a quick... shit, that was the wrong summon, oh well. That's a problem. I want to get a heal off over here. Okay, so this side is dominated. Unfortunately, he's going to be doing really excellent damage to these things. We'll get a heal there. So we really need to deal with the Minos, I think. Like, once the Minos are down, the rest of his stuff just cannot manage this ball of high elf goodness. So we'll get some range summons out. We'll start walking these over. And we do need to mine the points at this point. We're at significant risk of losing on the points. And I think we can... God, I don't want to take this fight right now. But I think we have to, actually. Put Shield of Thorns on that. We have to be careful with the Lord. The Omen is much harder for him to kill. Yeah, let's take the fight. This is awkward, but what are you going to do, you know? Sometimes you got to send it. The blob fight is like the worst case because even though we have Omen, his Lord is still like a better blob fighter than anything we've got. Let's get our Lord out of there. But I think the timing of it and the spacing of it forced this. Oh god, he's got the catch on us. Oh god. I think we might have just lost. At least the High Elves have high leadership. Man, it would have been really great if we didn't get stuck in that fight. But that Lord's not going to rally, so... I think to win this game, we're going to have to... We're going to have to either kill his Lord or resummon ours. So I guess we just... We have a pretty large army lead right now. This is fucking awkward. I think we just start saving up. Oh, oy vey. Get that in there. Pull that out. Go over there. The Omen will give us like a lot of late game staying power here. I think we legit are going to need to wait and resummon that Lord. Fortunately, we're not in like a 3-cap situation. Oh god, this is bad though. Real fucking bad. So we have time. But by the time we also kind of want to avoid more fights if we can. Because by the time we get our Lord back, a lot of this stuff is going to be dead. And the Lord is real expensive. You know, that's a lot of gold down the drain. I think it was going pretty well till the Lord hit, but our tiny brain will cause us to lose. Oh, the Hellfire Sword. That might have been what got us stuck in. I wasn't thinking about that. That's interesting. Fortunately, the bird is like insanely tanky. I do enjoy watching him like hit it, and it just like doesn't do anything. Oh god. Okay, so we do need to prioritize the Lord resummon, like we said. We'll get back on his Lord, but we also can't afford to lose a single point. So I guess we're just going to hope that this Cav can chase off the axes over there. Because there's no way this Lord is coming back if we don't summon it now. It's very awkward. Maybe that'll work. The other route we could have gone, I guess, is like just YOLO. High Elves have plenty of leadership. Fuck it. But I don't think that's the correct route here. And now we need to get out of this fight because those will kill us. And this Fury is absolutely eating our lunch. Okay, so this is awkward. Run that over there. So we've got this point. I think we have to hold top. But the way this is going, we're going to have to recap it. Which I don't know if we can do, to be honest. I think our mistake was our engages this game. We got like sucked into some pretty sketchy engages. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to hold any points really. This is good play by Boss Toss. Against the style of build he brought, I would have thought this would work pretty well, but I think that these points are probably too close together, and we ended up fighting on these rather than somewhere else. So we got kind of weak engages. And then the other problem, I think it was actually just the Minos. Like, we probably could have gone in and fought, but we went so light on shooting that the Minos were able to do this like really disproportionate impact on the game. And I think the Skirm Cavs don't quite pack enough punch, basically. So we probably need like some more high DPS shooting if we're gonna try to play this style. Yeah, like the Lord puts us really tall, and then we just get caught in these engages, and the Minos rip us up. So that's a good learning. So we need like Shadow Warriors or something to do a better job of taking those down, or just like a bunch of archers are actually probably the best at that role. And then the Hellforged Bellowers did work because normally we're able to get on top of it, but because of his Minos and our lack of ability to poke them, we weren't able to really like bully the Bellowers. The other route we could go is like we commit more to the Murder Blob. So he was able to run away from it. We can take the Frostheart Phoenix, and then we're able to like stick on SEs and probably pick them off one at a time. But if we do that, I think we probably don't have enough DPS for the Minos, so we run into the same. So like this could be a plan. But I think splitting the difference with the infantry was no good. GG, well played, Boss Toss. I think we'll still be alive for top 4. We just need to win out now. Boss Toss, playing Khorne. I like his use of chariots there. That was pretty cool. High Elves. Submit. Yeah, we really just couldn't get any sustained action going on those dives. I wonder how well does Shems do into the Rar cannon? Because Khorne is another matchup where stripping all their fizz resist is probably pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, they've got a lot of good units. Although the Wrathmongers don't have fizz resist. That's interesting. They've got a lot of good units that it probably impacts. Let's try both of these. I think last time I was running this build, the melee blob buffs were a little bit less good on the Khorne side. So I think we got like a bit complacent learning that we could deal with those. But I don't think we can actually fight them in the melee blob. Like Minos plus attack buffs is just too much. So we probably need to figure out an alternate game plan. But we have to be... The reason we... this was back when like this thing was completely OP. The reason we started on this kind of plan at all was that we needed a way to deal with... it's not terrible, but it's not great. So that was 9 WOM. We got about 30. Does the Overcast increase the AP? No, it doesn't. So we can just spam Undercast. So I think we can actually contain this thing by just nugging it over and over with a Lethanar would also be kind of a funny way to do that. Just nugging it over and over with Shems. I don't think it has like fire resist or anything. And it'll heal if it gets into melee, but I don't think that'll come up. It is awkward that it can hit our SEs, actually. It's definitely... okay, so Shems is not reliable. It's getting about 20 gold per WOM, but if that's all we're doing, we're not, like, thrilled with that, to be perfectly honest. We could try the Fireborn, but they're pretty susceptible to its shooting. Yeah, that's actually pretty impressive. Huh. Wonder what we do about that. I seem to recall Soul Quench does pretty well here. That's definitely a problem. Let's see about Soul Quench. We could take like a princess or something. That's probably too deep. I wonder if Alethanar's bow shots are homing. I think they're not. We could net it. It doesn't have that much range, so one plan would be like techless regrowth net build with AP arrows. That could work. Man, yeah, the fact that when we're trying to poke it with our mobile caster, it hits back pretty hard is certainly awkward. That unit is a problem. Bolt throwers, maybe? Think. What do we do, chat? How do we deal with this shit? Okay, so we go... Double Flame Spire, question mark? These guys are fast as shit, and they aren't going to take that much damage from... I wonder if we could do, like... that thing we did last game, but a little less all-in. The Flame Spires are okay, not great. They probably do beat up on the... The fire resist is pretty good against Khorne. They probably beat up on all these elite heroes and lords that all have fire damage. So like this thing, fire damage, exalted heroes. I think those were on Gorbis, yeah. Fire damage. The question is, can it catch them? Can it catch them? Let's find out. So we go one of those, some of these fuckers. Because if we go cheaper, we can stack up on shooting and maybe have a better shot at dealing with this stuff. These are probably our best cav option for dealing with the problem, just because they're cheap. I also sort of wonder if Warlion Chariots actually just hang. They're harder to shoot. I'll try that. It's pretty awkward. I think we have to have enough... So that game, the problem is, like, we had this, like, SE Goon squad whose purpose was to win the blob fight. And we had, like, a little poke, but not enough shooting to, like, really, like, wreck his army. And we couldn't take the blob fight. So, like, our plan was invalidated by the superior Khorne blob fight. Which might mean it's a bad plan. Because that's, like, kind of what Khorne does. Okay, we're playing Mav... Just going to try this real quick, though. So if we just dive this thing and press fast forward, what happens? Then the other test is, how does a 1v1 go between a Warlion Chariot and a Khorne hero? Because these things are going to live a long-ass time against Khorne stuff. Go, destroy the enemy. So not great, to be honest. I think it's getting shots off. And the hero beats the Warlion Chariots, which is not shocking. So with support, the Flame Spires don't really get it done. Although they do cause some headaches for it. So this could work as one element, like if we had some other mechanism to do a significant amount of damage to it. After we play Mav, we can test that. It actually kind of works. Okay. So that's not terrible. That's respectable. How do they do on the hero or the lord? We'll just need to be able to get... I actually kind of like this, because they're fast enough that they don't appear to need like an auxiliary slow or anything to play this damage dealer role. They can just kind of get in there. Interesting. So we just need something else to do, like a little bit of poke, and I think we're in business. Cool. Okay, what's Mav up to? Maverick Sloth. Mav. Invite Mav. Maverick Sloth. Hello, sir. Looks like we're up. And we're on Blazing Ramparts, Brave Valley, or Portalo. I like Brave Valley. Blazing. The Blazing Ramparts. The Blazing... What map is this? Oh, we're on land battles, I see. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is also a pretty cool map. And then Bray Valley. I like these recent additions, honestly. Bray Valley is going to be probably worse for us, unless we're rushing and he's shooting. What did Mav play today? SFT, Declaration. Let's see. Maverick Sloth played Beastmen. Okay. So we're going to ban Bray Valley. Ban Bray Valley. Cool. And I kind of want to try something. Beastmen don't have a lot of fizz resist stuff, but I think fire damage will prove pretty good. So we can go like a Firecaster Lord on a Great Eagle or a Moondragon. Though actually, we kind of want to just win the Cav fights, now that I think about it. So we can go like Melkoth Poke. That's probably a little bit better. I'm very tempted by the light, but I want there to be like some fizz resist in appreciable numbers for us to contend with to go for light. Is Maverick AFK? We'll see. Okay, so we're playing on the Blazing Ramparts. The Blazing Ramparts. The dogs are going insane. We have a visitor. Let's close the door. Bork, bork. Bork, bork, bork. Okay. So, one of the big issues that Beastmen can inflict upon the High Elves is that their infantry is a lot higher quality. So we can get in these like pretty awkward boards where they just overwhelm us. I actually kind of want to try out like spam techless here. We'll see. I think we're going wide regardless, and we'll see if Mav is up to the task of diving or not. And then the question is just like, what's our auxiliary stuff? So I know that they just buffed their lords a lot. Specifically, the chariot lords. So that's one cause for concern, and we probably want something to dive those. I wonder if this is like a good occasion for a Frostheart Phoenix, because it can hold the lords for long enough for other things to beat on their legs. Might be. So maybe we go like a... I think this will work. So we go like a reinforcement Frostheart, and we bring it out if we see chariots. Yeah, okay, I like this idea. Although we could also just hit them with the Fireborn, I guess. And we did just see that Silverhelms beat their Cav. Interesting. And we don't want to let Beastmen get too far up on tempo, I think. So we're going to go for a skirm opener. And then we'll have some of these for reinforcement. Melee Cav. We'll have like one of these. It's kind of weak. We take the Storm Riders. And then I do want to test the buffed stuff. So we'll take at least 2 White Lions, and then we can round it out with 2 of these, which are kind of weak, but it's fine. And that's a build. Yeah, let's give it a shot. I can see how this could work. I really want to break out the Everqueen's Court, but I think that we need to be against a faction that's less good at diving in order to get away with that. So this is probably not the place for that. Ooh, the one thing, if he goes for Gorbals, do we have a... No, that's too expensive. How's a Noble? Do we have a plan? I think this is also too pricey as like an ankle shanker on the Gorbals, probably. He doesn't really have a great stat line, to be honest. He definitely will shank some ankles. Maybe we take 1 and split the difference. He's kind of fast. We need... So this whole build doesn't really have a good way to kill a Gorble that just like runs into our backline and hangs out. So what I'm thinking about is if he gets like a Chariot Lord or something stuck in our backline, we'll just waddle up Noble and hit him in the ankles until they're dead. Yeah, okay. I can see this working. Let's give it a shot. GLHF. I can see this working. We could also... How fast is the dragon? We could also go for like a hawk. But I like the stat line on the dragon. And I like having some terror for stuff like Vestigores and such. So we can deal with their cav with the War Lions. Or their chariots with the War Lions. We can deal with their regular cav. We don't actually, you know what? We need to... We're not quite cavvy enough because they... Well, we can deal with like individual cav units. They can bring a lot more of them. I kind of want to try the Dragon Princes post-buff, actually. Is that sketchy? These just get, like, wrecked in the reinforcement game by the Khorne Gores, which is a little sketchy. Yeah. This will be fine. This will be fine. Will I fight any non-RTK? Probably not in a U.S. evening event. I feel like RTK rolls so deep in the States times that most of the winners bracket is going to be RTKs. But you never know. Let's see how this is. Who all else is doing well this event? Max is. Danican is. Bostas just beat me and Bob. Okay. Okay. I hope we can 2-0 and then make it into top 4. That would be cool. Let's turn off the AC. Loud. Okay, so we need to lock in. Now it's time to win. On this map, we have a... Oh, God. This is non-symmetric. Huh, that's good to know. I think the map favors one player. Oh no, I'm just looking at it. I think it is symmetric. Never mind. So the Beastmen can deploy pretty far up. I think basically they can deploy to the same place we are. So we need to not deploy these where they'll get caught. And then we want to take a box fight on this hill so that we can summon reinforcements on top of his diving units. So we'll go like this. Put these guys outside of flock spam range, but in mutual reinforcement range. We got some dogs going crazy. Love to see the dogs around. We could also like come over down this side so we get to fight up the ramp, but I don't like that if he spawn stuffs us in that scenario, then we're stuck in the trees. I'm not a big fan of that. And then I guess we'll roll the archers a little deeper on the dive side. Yeah. And then we'll have the whole formation hug the line a little more so that he can't flank and so that the low leadership beastmen get routed off. And then this guy will go over there and we'll spread out a little more to avoid the flocks. And then I think this is like a pretty reasonable plan. Let's get the box ready. Cool. And then we're just going to need to summon a lot of cav on our backfield so that we can protect ourselves. Mav asks if we're ready. We say ready, exclamation point. Let's see what he's up to. And he went pretty wide, so I'm expecting like an Ungor rush type thing. So we need to play pretty safe. I think this one will come down to... oh, shit. Hello. Okay, cool. So he's got foot Wargors. He's got a Razorgore Chariot and a Malagor. So we're going to want White Lions. Or War Lions, rather. And then he took a bunch of Zangors to tank. Cool. We need to contain those chariots, but we also really, really would like to get our really would like to get our shit. Cav out. So I guess we just push up somewhat aggressively so we get the clock ticking. Take a breath attack there. That's pretty good for us. See if we can get the route. What's he got on the summon? Vestigores. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, we need... these Cav don't match up well against his Cav, but what we need is to not get dove by the chariots, basically. And I would love, love, love to get a couple pokes on these chariots if he lets us. And then we'll just end up in position. And if he ever lets us, we're going to immediately clap that Malagor. We need to reposition. He's got Flock, right? Yeah, he's got Flock. And this is fine for us. We don't mind sitting here exchanging volleys, especially because he's, you know, we're not outcapped. And take that. And we want to set up a big breath here if we can. Shoot the stuff that doesn't have the silver shields. Big breath. That works. Good. What is that? More Vestigores. We actually have to start using a little bit of WOM here. Oh, here, we'll give him that. He can have it. Back up. Then we'll match the chariot dive with these guys. We'll see if he's paying attention with his lord right now. And he's not really summoning Sentis, so... I guess we just, you know, back up and run behind him. Maybe we, like, take some points here. Okay, there's the Sentis. I guess he was just playing around our, he was playing around, oh god, run. I gotta focus for a sec. Big micros. Get that. Get that. Breath that. You run in there, get the rear charge. You shoot that. And then we're just gonna yeet the Dragon Lord right into combat now. We should take out the Raiders. And the chariots are tough. That maybe we'll be able to get a pick on Malagor here. I'm always looking for that Lord pick. The issue with Malagor is like a great Lord, but you got to be pretty attentive when you're playing him, because he can definitely get wiped out like very fast if you have like attention or micro lapse. And right now we're actually on him, which is good. I don't see any Sentis for us to pick off. This is definitely like one of the downfall points for the High Elves, where like initially the fight is going our way, but we don't really have the, oh god. We don't quite have the resources to hang after he gets through our front line. So let's get some of these, send them in to fight the besties. Try to take a heavy lift with our Lord. And we actually kind of want him to damage the Lord. Oh, nice. We picked off the... there we go. Good shit. Good shit. 0710, HL, BM, Maverick, R3. Yeah, I guess he dove there and the dive was going badly enough that he didn't really see... Yeah, Tabith, I do. They've got some good tools, but they don't have that like extra anything. Like how the mono gods have their army abilities, so does ogres, and they also have like some individually really overpowered units. The High Elves have like the best skirm cav in the game and one of the best foot archers in the game. And then nothing else in the roster really stands out that much. And they, where other factions get, you know, like the free 5 to 1,000 starting gold of army abilities, they don't have anything like that. They just have like some moderately efficient but squishy units. So they're like fine, you know, but not great. They have good cav selection, but their light cav is a little on the weak side. If they buffed these guys, the 550 cav, I think it would probably push them, Illyrian Reaver cav, it would probably push them over into like B or low A tier. But these things as they stand can't really hold up to other options at a similar price point that well, which kind of renders the range of the High Elves a lot narrower. Mav loses, we win. We got the Beastie Boys, Beastmen, High Elves. We do need to figure out what to do about boss tosses bullshit. More arrows, probably. Who else is doing well in this event? Boss Toss, doing great. Also helping out our tiebreakers, which is fabulous. Thank you, Boss Toss. Max. What is Max is playing VC. I think I know how to play against the VC here. Interesting. We can see, I am curious if the nobles do the job of ankle shanking well. They have pretty high melee stats, so they might. Also, what's the price differential between these guys? Okay, so for... Whoa. Okay, the handmaidens are not fucking around. So for 100 more, you lose the armor, but you get a bow. Do they both have AP, or do these not have AP? Oh, these don't have AP, okay. You get a bow, you move faster, and your melee stats are similar. For the low price of a hundo. You also get, arguably, some okay abilities. This one might be alright. It's probably not quite there. Let's just try Beastie Boys. See, so I expect the Gorbals to beat both of these, but I am curious how handily it is. And you need to beat them by a lot for this to make sense, because you get into these situations where you like catch them. Only sometimes they have high mass and they can run away. And so you need for the situation in which you catch them to be a very good trade, or else it's like not remotely viable. It's also like not totally clear to me if, like, when they changed the hit ability of foot characters, if it affected the melee characters like these or not. We need to go like file digging. So first of all, how's the bow do? I don't think this is a homing missile, although sometimes the elven magic arrows are. Let's see. So it's not particularly hitting that hard. 49. Oh, let's go into melee. Fast forward. I think it's bad. Although actually, that's funny. What ammo? We're at 26 ammo. It might be the case that the handmaiden actually hits a lot harder because of like popping off random shots. Like, what happens if we put it in guard mode? It's not actually using any ammo. It's interesting that it's still doing better though. I wonder why that is. That's kind of weird. It might just be the presence of the Lord or RNG. Oh no, it's not doing better. Okay. Good to know. Okay. So if they just beat on each other, this is a pretty good matchup for the noble. You know, it costs like half a... Oh, this is probably the one that has the aura, huh? That's why it's doing better, I see. Oh, okay, they both win. The handmaiden actually might be a better choice here because of the arrows. It's pretty interesting. Is this homing? What happens? Okay, so we have 1269 damage. Let's try to shoot this guy. That doesn't look homing to me. I think it's the same shot as the Sisters of Avalorn. And it doesn't actually hit that hard. It's getting like 20. Is that not even doing 200 damage? 4172. Huh. Yeah, it's just doing 200 exact. I guess it does what it says on the tin. It's not crazy. I wonder, we can look at these on Total War stats. I wonder if they have Missile Pen. Yeah, the next DLC they might. It's been a pretty long time. What do the handmaidens have missile pen? Probably not, but maybe. Let's also look at some other ones while we're here. So where's our boy Alith? He just got some buffs. Does he have missile pen? Maybe. How about the handmaidens? Add you. And then we'll just check these because we can. And we're already here. And what do we got? So Alethanar does have pen, actually. That's not bad at all. 4 pen, size large. So he can womp 4 cav units with an arrow, which is pretty cool. Oh, the handmaiden has pen large, pen 2. Okay, that's good to know, actually. So this unit might be effective at counter-firing cav. We can go test that. No pen, no pen. Oh, the sisters also do. I didn't actually know that. Oh, that's kind of sick. These things might shred. When did they get missile pen? Anybody in chat know that? That's pretty interesting. Well, now I kind of want to... what's the pen size cap for the... is the sisters also large? Oh, small for these. Okay, so it's just large for the handmaidens. Now I want to see how the handmaidens do shooting Khorne stuff. So we go like... Khorne of Isha is reload skill 5. And they're magic arrows. So the case where this would be like practically feasible would be if the shots are homing and they don't take too much damage from our friend, the Hellforged Bellowers. So what we're going to do is bring them into these guys. Is Aleth's shot magic? We can also just try Aleth because I'm curious. So Moonbow seems like it would be fine. Shadow Crown seems all right. I think the problem with Aleth and unmounted sisters is they're going to just get run over. But we can try it. I think he's not homing. He's not homing. And we also are going to need a caster. I wonder what the single best damage spell on that stuff is. There's also always Tyrion, but the Minos are like a real problem. I don't think we want to be in the game of like getting stuck in melee with those. Maybe Spear, because it's like pure AP. Let's try this. Interesting, interesting. Maybe. I can see this working. Let's make sure we don't get lost in our thoughts. Forget the tournament. But I think we finished that game against Mav like much faster than most folks. Yeah, so we got a little bit of time here. Okay, so what we want to see, and I think in Spirit we don't want to use the aura bug. Like we could stack these on top of each other and get double auras, but that feels cheesy to me. How does this do? So the overcast is like kind of meh, to be honest. 160 ain't cutting it. And that's a healing unit too. Are these homing? I can't actually tell because they have like a very fast fire arc. So, so far they've all hit. Let's just shoot them for like a couple minutes and see if it's worth it. The problem, like, they have good stat lines for this. But it's also just not very much total damage. I guess on the flip side, they can like get in there. How do they do in melee against this guy? Probably not that well. And they don't appear to have like that super firewall moving. This unit fights in melee and also shoots business going on. So this is pretty slow. You know, it's gonna require an awful lot of time to actually damage this guy. I wonder if we can do like a... I'm kind of liking like a techless on a horse or a flying Shems caster with net. And then we go for like the net it and shoot it strategy. And that'll also complement turning off... I guess this guy doesn't have Fizz Resist. That's interesting. This guy does. Okay, so in 2 minutes they take off a chunk, but not like enough of its health. So they're like barely going to even trade up if they just sit here shooting all game. It's like a cool unit, but probably not the answer to this problem. And the stupid Bellower is actually pretty good at shooting our fast units. That's definitely like a problem. I don't think this hits it. Let's try. Oh, there's also always Plague of Rust. That's a valid option. We kind of want to slow it, though. Let's try Shemnet. So we get Net, Shem. Maybe just Steed, so we're cheap. Although I really like the Eagle because it lets us get in there and do this with impunity in the mid game. And then I want to see if just this is enough. It only barely shoots further than them, which is kind of awkward. Oh, I guess actually first we should just see if 5 random ass archers and some skirm cav do it. How does this compare on price? So we need to give them some stuff to make this feel a little bit more realistic. And then, you know, a little front line to hold. Yeah, they're applying a lot of pressure to us with these build choices, definitely. So maybe we do cut that. We go down one of these. So we want to see if we could just net this thing and focus fire it. We're 2-1, Catho. I should probably figure out how to get like a stream score element up. What's the best way to do that? Like to get a like a visual element? I can do the jank way, like I do a notepad. How do we do OBS? OBS telestration. In-program telestration. It's only plugins. I see. I don't want that. Well, we'll jank it. No, that's too much white space. Somebody figure out what the best way for me to drop like a little text box in the upper left-hand color source? Image. Image? Yeah, I can do like a little... I can do like a little GIMP file. New. Let's do like a little guy, 600 by 400. And then we'll go black background. How do I do this? Paint. Welcome to GIMP stream, where we, and we'll just do this guy, high contrast color, 2, 2, 1, 3, 1, T4s. That's confusing. We'll just say record 2, 1. Record 2, 1. Cool. And we should probably make the canvas edit, image, scale image, make it shorter, 200 scale. Oh, whoops, edit image, scale image. How do I do this without 400, 200? How do I do this without maintaining? Damn it. Yeah, fuck it. Good enough. We'll figure this out later. Record. Export. There has to be a better workflow than this. But this is what I know how to do, so I'm doing it this way. Okay, minimize that. Add an image element to the screen. Da-da-da. Select source image. Image file. Browse, desktop. Yeah, there's got to be a better system. But here we go. Very cool. Save. Shrinky shrink. Put it somewhere unobtrusive. And we're good. Look at that. Fancy, fancy. Oh, you like the colossal strike, Kappa? That's interesting. Yeah, Lore Master I don't like. Yeah, I am tapping. I'm trying to do a score tag. We did it in the most manual way possible. All right, let's do this experiment real quick. See if this actually works or is total trash. So for this to work, we'll need to have our archers on like a hotkey probably, and then we go like. I think the bellower is the problem more so than the herald. Oh, if we use all our WOM on Shems, then we don't have any WOM. Big brains, big brains. If we use all our WOM on Shems, then we don't have any WOM to net. Make sure to eat your vegetables. Okay. So versus the AI, the verdict is, does it work? Okay. We got him netted. We're eating all the arrows we humanly can in. And it's not doing very much damage. I think because the armor is high. So that net's going to expire. This thing's going to get out and probably no dice. I mean, it sort of works, but this is like honestly not the most realistic scenario where there's like no interference and our range is fully uncontested. So I think that kind of works, but like not really, if we're being completely honest. We would need some other element in here. The other thing with these guys is like it's not enough to damage them, you have to finish them off. So we need like a Frostheart or like the Flamespire Phoenixes. The Flamespires so far were the best version of this. So I don't hate that. This does seem like pretty respectable. There's also the RAR. We can just eat these over and see if it does anything good. For folks just joining the stream, our loss was to Boss Toss earlier on Khorne. He was able to counter-kite us effectively with the Hellforge Bellowers, so we're just unit testing to figure out like what can we do to screen this thing. Some archers and chaff is our secondary line, and then like some screening melee SEs is probably like a fully reasonable plan here. I also just want to see if the knights are able to beat up on his lord. So we could also just like say fuck the net, and the function of the Shems caster is just to poke the thing, and then we get to save some gold, and we're also like a little bit less in. I assume that these will beat the ever-living tar out of his lord if they get this around. Although to be honest, this is like not the most impressive. Like they're beating it up, but pretty slowly. Pretty slowly. That they took like 30 or 40 seconds. Which is like fast, right? But for the thing that they're supposed to hard counter, that's not the most desirable. And the other thing is if we're running these guys, we probably need a life caster. Because they're just so pricey. How did these guys do? So they did actually kill it. That's not crazy for 2600. They have a secret ability. Have I tried to... let's give it a shot. Let's throw it in there. I like that idea. So we go Aleth. Mr. Aleth. Throw out the Moonbow. I think Darken is worth it. And then we go, like, maybe some Assassins, and we'll just throw this in to see if it does the thing. And then I guess we need a caster. And I think the best spell for this is most likely to be Shems. Although Rust plus arrows is like always a valid option. It probably does die if like the reason that we're not doing that much damage to it with a big pile of high elf archers is that it's got a ton of armor. So probably if we overcast Plague of Rust on it and point the archers at it, it just gets absolutely deleted. But we don't know that. The other thing about Rust is like, you know, it's fine. It's never going to be absolutely terrible. Okay, so we got the next matchup. Let's just do this test real quick. Aleth, Moonbow it. The question for Aleth being able to snipe is his regular shot fast enough? Because I don't think it's homing. And honestly, actually, a high elf... how's this doing? Where's that damage coming from? I think it's more coming from this than Aleth. But he could work as like a complementary shot. Yeah, you know, he's plinking away. That's not crazy. I think that's gonna miss though if it's moving is the main issue. Because that's not that fast of a shot. So I don't think that's gonna be sufficient to solve our problem here. This ability secretly is like an int factory, because you have to sit here like microing it like crazy to use it, and it doesn't actually generate as much value as microing your other units. You know, you have to like fly the bird in, and like your attention is fully consumed for like a solid maybe 10 seconds, and it does do good damage, but it doesn't do that good damage. Okay, so these, if it's not moving, the bolt thrower messes it up, which I think what I like is bolt thrower, like one bolt thrower just plinking away from out of range, and then a little bit of extra love from the light mage. Yeah, that seems like it'll work. That's enough to tickle it, and then maybe like a reserve phoenix or two. It's got a small frontal hitbox, Catho. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, well, that's good to know. Let's go fight round 4. Yeah, all of this is moot if we lose round 4. And I think we're playing against counts, which I like. Playing against Alexander Nutt. Where is Mr. Alexander? Alexander Nutt. Hello, sir. We up. Oops. And then we deleted the tournament. Edge of the Dark Wood, Whirling Maelstrom. What did you play today? I'm on High Elves. I think he's on Coast. Yeah, he's on Coast. That's a pretty good matchup for us, I think. So against Coast, we have a lot of options. I think I like... I'm pretty sure they can't win unless they're mortaring us. So I think I actually like the Lightcaster here. And then also just, like, incidentally, the ITP is good. It'll give us, like, a bunch of late game play. Oh, yeah, sure. What, we're on stream, but what... Oh, yeah, that sounds great. The wife is getting me a barbecue chicken Korean bowl, which I am excited about. I'm excited about that. Yeah, we just do a fuck ton of archers, I think. We should figure out the map first, but I like this general plan. What's Coast doing late game now? They're bringing out dogs, bats. They're bringing out the Cav guy, pistols. So we do need like some infantry to contest that. And this will do, I think, pretty well into their Lord or their Arty. The Arty is the main thing we're bringing it for. And then also we can chase down gun bats with the Hawk. I'm kind of winning Dark Age. We lost to Khorne, so I think we need to win this one to make the top cut. But it seems pretty winnable, to be honest. This is definitely a matchup where these guys want shields. What are they bringing Lord-wise now? Silostra? It'll be really funny if they have a bunch of, like, Fizz Resist units and we can just fuck them up. In case they've got, like, deck gunners or something, I don't hate a single bolt thrower to reserve. And their pistols are very good against our Skirm Cav, but not great against... Oh, these aren't unshielded. Okay, that's a problem. I don't think we even want any of these. And we need a little more holding in case they go for, like a full rush. But you have to be careful against Coast because they can also just outshoot you sometimes. So you need to take enough that we can like get in there and run them over. But not so much that if they go for the other pull, we get run over instead. The other thing we could do is just bring a bunch of Shadow Warriors. and get in there and play like the Dancey Dance game. But because Coast is pretty slow, I would kind of prefer to play our own like fairly aggressive game. And then I think we can trim a tiny bit of shooting to have a little bit more ability to contest early. And then maybe one War Lion is like a sweeper unit. Doesn't seem crazy to me. And I guess we can upgrade to the RAR is too expensive. I do like the RAR. Although we're not running any other fire damage, so maybe not that. What can we do here? We can do one of these. And then we're not going to send this forward. We're going to use it as like a backline bat sweeper. So these are just to provide like a little bit of early contest. I am tempted by a Horse Lord. And then I could use it to contest points, but I'm a little bit worried. Oh, we should get the map bans done. I'm a little bit worried about he bans Edge of the Darkwood. So our options are Whirling Maelstrom and Itza. I'm a little bit worried about our ability to... let's try Whirling Maelstrom. I think this is kind of a bad shooting map, but I want to try the map because we haven't played it. And we've played like infinite reps on Itza. Actually, no, this is a bad time for Trizes. Let's go Itza. Yeah, let's take this flying because like we need to be able to snipe out mortars. And if we don't take it flying, we may not be able to do that. Should be bad. Bad. Okay, so we've got these to do the chaff party cleanup. I think it's probably not a RAR situation, actually. Because they'll beat all the chaff except for depth guard, and they're not beating depth guard, so we just want sheep. And then these should do okay into the pistols. So the question is just what do we want to round out the build with? Armored crabs may prove to be a little bit of an issue. So we would like to have some kind of like AP. I don't hate War Lions. Like Coast kind of struggles against fast stuff. They can beat their non-large mobility. So if we just shoot the other things, crabs are like maybe a problem, but I think just volume of fire will eventually bring them down. And maybe we sub these for 2 of these, even though they suck. We may get into a position where we need to do like some late game cappage. And I don't mind having access to a little more stuff for that. And I guess I can start a little more infantry and just vanguard these up and go take some points. I really don't like Illyrian Reavers against Coast that much. With the one exception, they're good against their flyers. Oh, maybe we can afford. The RAR is like dog shit against their mortars, but I haven't been playing this unit enough, so I want to try it. Okay, that's a reasonable amount of shooting. And to fill out our spend, we can start this chevron that perfect spend, giant brains, and just a little solution for the potential for crabby crabs. I'm really tempted by the Phoenix Guard, but it can't even catch crabs, so that's a no. Maybe I've wanted to play this unit so bad. We're gonna have a reserve novelty Everqueen's Court Guards, and then if he's got crabs, these are gonna walk up and just like instant delete. That will be our special fancy plan. I don't think this is good, but it's fun, so we're doing it. And then if we're doing that bullshit, this is probably enough cap weight. I guess we could sub out the White Lions and 1 Cav for a Skirm Cav and 2 of these. And now we have more cap weight if it comes down to it. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Okay, ready? Good. Oh, wait, did I say Itza? Shit. Let's make sure we got the right map. Oh, yeah, okay, I said Itza. Cool. Thanks for humoring that thought process, chat. Let's go. I think it'll work. That's what we say before every game, and it usually does work, so therefore, it's going to work. Triple crab is the only thing that gives me a bit of pause, because we don't have that much AP, so I think if he goes for lots of crabs, what we're going to have to do is slow them down with our spears and get some chip damage. Or alternately, we just kill everything that isn't a crab. And I think I like plan kill everything that isn't a crab more. So that's probably what we're up to. And then in the late game, we'll be able to rear charge them with lions. Okay, so he went pretty wide, like standard-ish BP play. We're going to cap the edge. And we need some time if he's on, like, mortar spam. So I think we're going to play, like, a slow high ground push on this map. So we give him the low ground, and then we come down the hill. And that gives us the ability to, like, very solidly control the point. And lots of time to snipe out his arty pieces if we have to. And I don't think they can reach our spawn from here on this map. They have like 380 range, so and I feel like this is like full on arty just barely reaches into the spawn at 450. So I think that's okay. Spread these guys out so we don't get like random wins or damn night snipe. And we have an awkward amount of ranged, so we'll just put it in 2 hotkeys and kind of muddle through as we go up the hill. 4, 5, 4, 5. Here, this can be on this one. Cool. And I guess we can start these guys a little further up the hill so that we don't fatigue as much getting where we're going. Cool, cool. Get that in there. I guess we'll hotkey these guys on 3. And we're ready to rock. Hope it works. GLHF to nut. Cool. Start game. Let's see if he went for mortar spam. Probably not with 19 starting troops, would be my guess. But, oh, and we need to, oh god, this map. So the doodads on Itza fuck up formation movement. So we probably need to like individually micro most of our things. Let's put these on guard mode because this is going to be a problem. Okay, I don't see, oh, deck gunners. Okay, okay. So there's no mortars. Cool. And there's a fuck ton of deck gunners. That's sweet. This is a step of your game to us. We're supposed to break. I think the Shems just absolutely fucks deck gunners. Let's see. Their range is 245 and Shem's range is 250. So we don't have like a super comfortable snipe, but we can get in there. And we want to summon the bolt thrower because this outranges his stuff. And start taking shots at them deck gunners. Cool, we took our shot. Did that just miss it? Oh no, it didn't miss. And it killed some models. Yeah, that's fine. That was an undercast. The deck gunners match up pretty well against our archers, if I recall correctly. So we're gonna have to be a little cagey here, most likely. I don't know if Nut is gonna be able to deal with like the sneaky high ground side push shenanigans. So this might give us like a significant edge here. He's not giving us great angles here, but that's okay. So I guess we go for these guys instead. We just have to thin out the mass. And if he lets us, he needs to be a little careful about where the deck hunters are at because we can just walk up and start shooting with all these damn archers. We haven't seen his lords, so we do need to be wary of Silastra. And time is very much on our side. Like, we're poking him harder, so we don't want to overcommit. And if he goes for the engage, we're just going to back the fuck up here. He's summoning some dogs. Get this off on that. The range on these is going to walk into the range on our things in a moment, which we don't want. We want to make this uncomfortable for him if we can. Okay, so that is there. It's kind of hard to see the range indicator on this map. But we have basically all the time in the world. And we're gonna let's bring it out. Give me that wand recharge. This is an incorrect summon for those watching at home. It's like categorically incorrect, but it's fun, so I'm doing it. Okay, so now we've bullied him backwards with these, and we can start inching up with our archers. And because of the terrain bullshit, I'm not going to explicitly target them most of the time. I'm going to just walk them into range and let them pick targets. And we'll try to get this one crumbling if we can. And also shooting from the high ground is generally going to be good for us. Okay, so we got a shot off there. He's walking up. The other thing we can do if the deck gunners... if we take out one deck gunner, we can probably like waddle up because we actually have more shooting than them and just like intercept the rest. But this state of affairs is like pretty acceptable. I still am pretty curious what his Lord selection is because we haven't seen it. And he doesn't have some kind of pokeable spell here because he hasn't been doing anything with it. So that's certainly like some cause for concern. Okay, he's pushing up, so we need to go engage because we can't let him just walk in and deck gunner down our arty. So we need to give him... Okay, there's Silostra. Shit. That's going to be a problem. The knights are going to ruin us, most likely. But we might be able to get, like, a little pressure here. And actually, I think the bigger damage threat is not even the deck gunners. It's the bombers right now. Counter summon those dogs. Charge those. And we're going to suicide our Cav here in order to delay his ability to project ranged units. And the damn knight errants are going to fuck us up. There's nothing we can do about that. So they're just going to kill a bunch of archers. And that's fine. The best thing we can probably do is... oh, well. Nut has had enough. Good stuff. Positioning. High Elves, VP, Nut, R4. GG, sir. Positioning for the win. Well, that's how you do like a range spacing game. Where, like, I think what he probably wanted to do was try to get at my front line, but we weren't really exposing it. So we were just like, you know, picking away at him effectively. Our Lord and Savior, Eagle Bolt. I actually kind of like the Bolt Throwers plus the Shems caster because they can't out-arty you when you do that. And then the Bolt Thrower is going to effectively poke most of their range. So maybe what we wanted was 2 reserve Bolt Throwers. That seemed pretty effective. I'm gonna adjust this build and save it because I think it seems pretty reasonable. Throw a Cav in there. High Elves, VP, Dom. It would be nice to have a net for the summon, but I think the Eagle is more important. And I don't want to replace... I guess we could downgrade the RAR. That might actually be worth it. Shit. Yeah. Yeah, because the summon is gonna eat its weight in gold of elves. And it's not that long duration, so we can net it, and that'll significantly mitigate its efficacy, I think. Unfortunate, but necessary. And then maybe we start these so we can cap better and chevron some things. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's save that. This seems like a pretty good coast build. HL, VP, Dom. How long does the Silostra summon last? Vampire Coast. Silostra. We got the damned Knight Errants. Oh, it doesn't say, huh? I'm trying to figure out, you know, like if the net is an appreciable percentage of its lifetime, or if that's more like a meme. I know you can kill them, and I think the light spell actually makes that probably work pretty well. So you could probably just net it and shoot it, because the Lore of Light passive turns off their Fizz resist. So that's one way to deal with it, I guess. Coast. I don't think Coast is our foremost problem. We go back to the Khorne obsession. Can't shoot the cannon. Can't melee the cannon. What do about cannon, chat? Okay, so our tie breaks actually might not get us in. That's a little bit awkward. We got some XOs. We fought Boss Toss, but I'm a little... Boss already won. Man, what happened with our tie breaks? So Mav got 2, Boss got 4. Tim the Wilder. Did B6 betray us? B6! What happened? Okay, B6 got 1 win. That's the traitor. So hopefully B6 beats Razor. So that's 1, 4, 2, 7. Who else did we fight? Oh, that's everybody. Wait, why do we have 9? Damn, that doesn't make sense. So we fought B6, who has 1. We fought Boss Toss, who has 4. That's 5. And then we fought Maverick. Oh, Maverick, who has 1, 2. Oh, that's weird. What am I missing? 5 plus 2 is 7. Why does it say we have 9 points? Oh, because we just beat Tiny Brains. Alexander has 2. Okay, that's 9. All right. Website is correct. Good. I think Turin does tie breaks on a playoff. So maybe we're in. This is sketchy, though. This is real sketchy. Danican. Yeah. Well, I think we could probably cast the other side of the semis that Turin doesn't take if we get eliminated. So we can at least try that. I'm hoping we make it in, though. Maybe we squeak in. Or perhaps we get to play for it. That would also be nice. Okay. So what the hell are we going to do about the Skull Cannon? Man, it really feels like we should be able to kill this thing dead, because it just doesn't have that much health. But it's a slippery little bugger. It's very slippery. Okay, what happens if we go, like, metal, and then we overcast Plague of Rust on it and we land on it? How does that go? These things are mostly AP already, so they don't need it. But what about just, like, some basic-ass cav? How does this go? That could be an answer. The other thing we can do is bolt. I wonder how fast bolt throwers deal with it if we, like... Is it realistic to net it and get it with bolt throwers? I want to try the Plague of Rust thing first, because this is generally, like, relevant spells. And so if that works... There's, like, a couple angles here. We can go Plague of Rust and melee. Which it probably is not going to work, but I'm curious. Or we can go Plague of Rust and shoot. But net and shoot definitely doesn't work. We tried that. It's too tanky. We don't have the AP. Plague of Rust and shoot might work. So let's give that a hand. So first, let's just see, if we toggle these suckers on and fast forward. Oh, shit. Huh. Well, all right. We figured it out, chat. It doesn't have that much health, and it relies basically entirely on armor, so bolt throwers just fucking delete it. That's good to know. And if we're doing that, we do need to have a way to stop Furies from getting in. That's a very real concern. Holy shit, the bolt throwers fuck it up. Okay, well, good talk, good talk. This is why we test things. That's also nice because it doesn't constrain the rest of our strategy too much. Nice. Dive isn't doing much damage, but oh, Jesus. Okay, so also Plague of Rust, Silver Helms fucks it up big time. Okay, cool. Cool. Good stuff. We got the tech. Never didn't have it. I would like to have the Lightcaster because of Furies. Like, the Exorcism passive seems like it would kind of be a monster into the Furies. So we could just go... It seemed like Light was also working. Oh, it's current leaderboard position, Gep? Even in Turin's events? Oh, it's current leaderboard position. Okay, so that is... Is that good for us? I don't actually know. How's Bob doing? I thought it was... I thought the default tiebreaker was opponent's match win points. And Turin usually has you play. Okay, so I'm ahead of Bob. Nice, I think. But I'm probably not ahead of Danican, because he's been playing a lot, and I haven't. Charix, Ent, Berserk, Ulrich. Hey, winning is good. Cool. So we're in good position on the tie breaks. Nice. Cool, cool. Where's this tournament? Turin SFT and stream. New patch SFT and stream. Okay, maybe we can make it. I think the bolt throwers, I wonder if they got buffed. I remember them sucking. Okay, okay, the round is over. And we're in. Good shit. Oh, and Turin's in. Spicy, spicy. You like to see that. The father himself. Maybe he'll eliminate the damn VC for us. That would be nice. Let's see what chat has to say. Has Turin called it? Or is that like an unofficial result? Tournament chat. Okay, nothing yet. Round 4 is live. All right, sit tight for 5 secs, everybody. I'm gonna grab some water and a quick snack, hit the restroom, and then I think we're on to the finals. Think about VC. I think I feel okay about like poking Khorne with bolt throwers and then having a way to deal with Furies. I'm not really sure what we do about the VC. I think we have to go like ultra wide and shoot them, but they have pretty good tools against that. So that's like a problem for us. I don't know if there's any like regular high elf players in the chat, but that's your quandary. All right, you guys figure it out? Do we have like the hive mind super plan? Nope, Chad did not figure it out. Good talk, chat. Good talk. Current leaderboard position. Huh. No buff, Catho? I don't know if everybody in chat knows this. Catho is like a wizard with the hidden stats. Oh, there's a 5th round. Sick. Well, that's a great way to do it. Right on, Turin. Yeah, I like that a lot more than tie breaks. Okay, Danican, cool. Getting to live or die by the sword is hugely preferable. All right. Danican messaging us. Hey, sir. Oh, he's on Dark Elves. That's not great for us. Huh. Okay. Dark Elves. What are we looking at map-wise? We got Jade Tomb, I guess. expand Chateau. Because I don't really want to fight him on a map where I can't shoot. Okay. I think I know what to do. I've been liking this Lightcaster. Oh, we do need to be wary. Because they can go for the Doombolt spam thing now. But I think that's fine. The Lightcaster's a little squishy. We could go not on an Eagle to make it harder to kill. Or we could take a reserve caster with a heal. Or we could take a caster that is a little tougher. Or just cheaper is also an option. There's always like, go ahead and kill it, and then we just resummon it. But I like I like the mobility of this. I think we can just stay away from it. If it's Marathi, it's fine. We'll shoot her back. Seems fine. No problems here. No problems here. So we're playing on Jade Tomb. These. The Dark Elf Cav is a concern. I think this is actually a matchup where we don't hate to have this guy. Although if we're taking this, then we want life magic. Maybe we don't want a light mage. We could go like life and awakening spam. And then we can get away with a horse. And we're not particularly worried about him doombolting our lord down in that world. We can also do a Moondragon, which gives us a little more like heavy cav killing potential. I actually kind of like that. Yeah, that seems fine. And then we can reinforce the Fireborn. We aren't going to want to summon it if he opts for a Melkoth's caster. And then, I don't know what we want to do about the front line. The one awkward thing is that when we do this plan, we don't have as good kill on the Dark Shards. So, that's a problem. Oh, the other thing we could do is just take like a Metal Caster. Like a cheap Metal Caster. I kind of like this. Because the Cold One Knights are slow. And this will just absolutely fuck them up, both of these. And then we can gain mobility dominance that way, which we should be able to parlay into a game win. So yeah, that seems like a better plan to me. So we take a couple Skirm Cav to contest early. The one thing about this is we're really going to need to lean on the Bolt Throwers if he goes like Mass Scourges. But I think that's acceptable. That seems fine. The other thing we can do is like Mass Shadow Warriors, but I'm less in love with that concept. And then let's take some White Lions because we wanted to test those today. Seems fine. Okay, we've got our Metal Caster ready to rock. We could also go Miasma, but I think I like the Metal Caster with like a bit of a front line. That seems fine. This spend works out, so we'll do it. And I do love me some Skirm Cav. I do love me some Skirm Cav. Perhaps we try to get a few more of these suckers in the opener. I'm a total Skirm Cav addict, especially on this map, where being able to control the pace of the game from the opener is at a premium. And I guess if he wants to burn a bunch of Doom Bolts on our Lord, we can just go hide. So we're not super worried about that. We would sort of like a Terror Source, so that we have like some late game ability to route stuff off if it just gets like ultra grindy. But the High Elf Terror Sources are kind of ass. The Flamespire Phoenix is probably the closest to not terrible. It's pretty terrible. I guess this can do well into Cold Ones. Let's give it a shot, sure. Cut those. Get this little booger in there. Cut that. Cut that. Can we upgrade something? In case he rushes, I guess we could take one of these. These are just going to get murked. So maybe we want to go more White Lion oriented, I guess. We can upgrade some of our front line. So we're a little more prepared for a potential rush. Okay, I like this. I like the look of this. This seems pretty reasonable to me. And then we can just round this out with a cav. We do want more than 0 light cav, I think, in case he comes in with like summons and stuff. And this unit might be terrible. Yeah, we just more War Lions. These can they won't beat Cold One Knights, but they're faster than them, so we can get the drop on them. Probably. And then maybe Chariot. No Chariot. No good. We've got the 1 bolt thrower. We don't want more of those. We can take one of these for like a late game summon. Maybe. I don't want to go too deep on the White Lions because they're kind of unproven, but it's not a terrible unit to try out, to be honest. And a second bolt thrower also wouldn't be insane. Like if he pushes early, they're just such a terrible resummon is the problem for bolt throwers. I don't think we want that. So we can go like Rhaegar's Pride maybe, and perhaps a Dragon Prince or just more Silver Helms. I like the Silver Helms here. Yeah, we'll cut that. Go for like one of these. So we need to beat every single cav, basically, or our goose is like superlatively cooked. So we should plan accordingly around that. Okay, this works out. We have a good spend. We got some dudes. I like the looks of this. I think this is a build. HL, DL, Dom. No Pterosaurus is certainly awkward, like if he goes for like a big dragon centerpiece. Raver's on top of Reapers, that's interesting. The dragon might be able to grind us out, but I'm not the most worried about it. Let's give it a shot. I'm more worried about like a bunch of Scourges, or like Cold One Chariots, just like running through our lines, than I am about like the big Lord grinding us out. We might be a little too heavy on the White Lions, but I do want to test the unit after the buffs. They might be a little bit on the weak side. I think we've got about the right amount of shooting here. My one other concern here is we didn't take the light magic, so we don't have a way to force the issue on the counterfire. So if he like slow walks some bolt throwers or something, we could be in trouble. They also like to take Witch Elves a lot in this matchup. I don't know if just a couple Witch Elves is enough to justify. You know, the counterfire dominance of the Hawk Caster is probably appealing enough to me to take. Yeah. We don't need metal. I've talked myself into this. I think I can outplay Danican pretty consistently. So I want to be able to force him to play into our board rather than the other way around. So I'm taking this, even though I think it's a little bit weaker than the other option, because I'm putting a high premium on forcing the action favorably to us. And then I guess we can just do another bolt thrower, sure. No, that's bad. Maybe we cut this. Does spend work out if we do that? There's another lion. And yeah, I think this is probably more correct. Probably. If we cut that, does the spend work? We can just take 2 of these, sure. Yeah, this seems pretty reasonable. Cav for days. Enough shooting to force the issue. Yeah, okay. This is good. And then I also think that the Shems caster will play better into like a big Dragon Lord, because we can just run away from it and poke it all day. We don't, I mean, this is a very like vanilla middle build, and Danicantrop is like not a terrible player. They're like skilled. So there is some risk that like the Dark Elves have consistently better stats than us, and by by taking this like ultra middle build, we play into a game where they just like build up and rush us. But I think if I can force him to push, I can probably get like stumbles that will allow us to create an opportunity and win. Okay, so they went pretty wide. That's good to know. We'll probably want to summon the bolt thrower early, because we're like relatively shooting heavy and low statty. And if it's to get value, it's going to need to do so quickly, I think. And then we can do the high elf thing where we position our arrows outside of the range of his, and we just take frontline trades. I feel pretty good about that. Maybe we'll do more of like a backward formation like this. Put this on one hinge, put this on the other. 4, 5, seems good. Guard mode, hotkey. Deploy more units into the one that's harder to cap. And then I think we'll put our lines up here on the right. So that means that we want to start a little more towards the right. And probably also shift up like this. Yeah, we'll go one hotkey for the whole formation, so we have more micro for the other stuff. And then our arty's going to go here, so we want to make sure it's not too deep if he ends up doing a backline dive later. Okay, this looks good. I think this can work. And then if he's like full melee rush, we'll just bunker up and see if he's able to spawn stuff us or not. GLHF. And cold ones are the priority. Not having the Plague of Rust for cold ones is definitely a little bit awkward, but I think it's ultimately going to be fine. But we definitely want to like put our micro attention on winning the cav fight, because our infantry is not winning. We need to keep our ranged alive. And okay, so what has he got? He went Melkoth, so we're not going to be able to poke with this cav. And that's a horse caster that's going to get ripped to shreds by Shems. It's a little sketchy to like commit hard to it early, but I think I'm going to be honest. And then we'll summon this. And we're going to be overcasting because our Lord health doesn't matter. Was that worth it? That was a little marginal, to be honest. Okay, I changed my mind. We're going to kill the other stuff. No conviction. The chariots also are like a pretty decent target, I think. Yeah. Oh well. I was like, well, we'll just dump all our Wommen and we'll get his Lord, but I don't think we will, actually. What we'll do is we'll get it kind of low, and then it'll just like hang out in the trees for the rest of the game. I don't mind putting a little damage on the Scourges, though. Okay, so he's pretty obviously going to go for the collapse, I think. How did that do? Is that terrible? Oh god. That did like actual nothing. Okay, that's good to know. And we want to summon lions, I think. Shoot those. And I guess what we'll do, I don't know why it didn't do damage on that, but such is life. We'll start trying to enfilade his infantry, I guess. And the Witch Elves are definitely the priority. Okay, yeah, we got some good damage there. Is this even shooting? Oh, something's up. Oh, he got a nice Melkoth there. Our Lord will also kill his Lord if we get the opportunity. And he's trying to slow play it and get more poke, which is actually okay with us because I think we're poking harder. And also we want to get some summons off here so that we can better defend. So this is actually fully acceptable as far as we're concerned. We don't really want to let him cap, though. Well, he's over on this side. We'll push up and poke. Another hit on the Witchy Elves. This is definitely a bit concerning. I think this will do good damage to the Doomfires. This is where like I haven't used the spell enough to have like really sharp play with it, which is a little bit awkward. Walk that over. Get a charge there, run away. Maybe he'll forget his lord. Doomfires are the priority. Run these back. Countercharge there. Summon those. Send those back on the Witch Elves. Shoot the Witch Elves. Shoot the Witch Elves. Charge there. Run that back. Run that back. Don't let the chariots get like a big scythe. Get on the chariots. This is looking bad. Not gonna lie. Get some damage on the Witch Elves. Charge there. We do need to contain the chariots badly. Okay, let's get this out of there and try to get on the chariots. And then I'm going to go try to kill his lord with my lord. We're going to double up on his Cold One Knights. And if we get a Cav summon, we'll take it. I think we might be dead here. This looks very bad. Let's attempt a lord pick. This is how we steal. Might work. Get on the Cold One Knights. Try to screen. Send in the lions. Get the archers out of there. Get the skirm cav out of there. Try to peel those. Don't walk into that. We'll just stay on the lord. I think he's out now, unfortunately. Yeah, we're not going to be able to stay on him, so we'll turn. Punish the peeling units. How are we doing on points? Not the best. Not the best. Maybe we can finish this off with the spell. Okay, so this will route that off. This will push up there. This will try to protect our backcourt. We need to recap fast. Run those away. Run those into those. Run those into those. Summon here. At least Witch Elves take a lot of damage from charges. Keep that going there. Get our lord out of combat. He's trying to... Okay, we got our 1 point back. So if we cap mid in relatively timely order, we're not going to be under much pressure of getting tempoed out. Shoot there. We need to be a little bit careful with these. Charge there. Shoot there. Maybe get the pick. We need some cav on our backfield, Jesus. Shoot there. Charge over here. We're going to have to somehow get control of the backfield to win this game because we don't have the raw damage to win without the archers being up. Don't let our lord get sniped. Run these over there. We'd really like to summon some more cav here. And just start rolling through his shit. He's running his lord away effectively, which is awkward. Shoot that. All right, we're going ham. Give me that lord. Yeah, I think it's lord or bust here. And we cannot lose this point. We are the deadest if we lose this point. Okay, run this away. Shoot those, shoot those, shoot those. Get that out of there. Oh, God. We're just going to go Rambo, try to assassinate that. Don't lose the point. Don't lose the point. Run this through spears. Shoot there, run over there. Okay, we got the route on it, but we would like to kill for the leadership debuff. Okay, now we go in here. Try to kill that. These spears are going to go up there because we need to retake these points. Fucking awkward. Okay, we got the kill. Fucking awkward that we had to take that face charge. So we've got like a 2-minute power play here where he has no lord. But he's going to be able to resummon at some point here. Charge out there, intercept those. These Cold One spears are just our daddy. big time. You go up on the point. This is very bad. Shoot that. Charge in there. I think we're just going to lose. The Cold One Spears are not answerable. And we don't have the time to summon answers. Maybe the rear charge will get a terror route, though. Or a shock route in the absence of his lord. We just need to take these fuckers down at all costs, basically. The lions are the closest thing. They don't trade well, but like at least they can sort of hang. And we need every unit to be up in this situation. He's gonna get the Lord recovery pretty soon, which is very awkward. But what can you do, you know? There it is. Lord's back. Unsummon that. That's way out of position. Run these back there so they invalidate that unit. And then we need to really like lean on our leadership advantages here. We might be able to get his lord again. This is so fucking awkward. Hopefully he's not paying attention back there. We'd like a unit of spears too, but we, in our infinite wisdom, didn't bring many. So that's not an option here. Maybe we can catch his lord. Okay, we got the spear down. This is gonna be really close. Okay, got the route there. And it's just cav for days from here on out. We currently do need to 3-cap. Which hopefully we can do while he's distracted. Run these back up, run that away. Countercharge that. Run those into the corner. We need to micro. So we want to ideally get the charge with something that he's not covering. Okay, we're gonna get the 3-cap, which is pretty sick. And maybe we can get him to send his lord in here, but we're gonna need to hold this shit for like a long ass time. Like a long time. Oy vey. Okay, back these out. Take a pot shot on his lord. And he's got one to spare because he lost a lord early. We need to get to 1,000 here, which is not in close proximity to the current time zone. I guess we'll put this spear. Oh, we can get some more spears coming. Actually, there's gonna be enough time. This is fucking hilarious. What a strange game. Get some hits. Okay, everybody move up. Run away. Everybody move up. Run away, run away. All right, it's game time. These matchups are really terrible. But we do have the numeric advantage here. Cast. Oh my god, he's just wrecking us. Get in there, spear. We need this spear yesterday. Go, spear, go. Go, Spear, go. Oh god, our unit glitched out. Oh god. This is very, very bad. Very, very bad. Get the Lord out of there. Maybe we can get a charge off on his Lord. We need to hold for longer than we are currently holding. So maybe we can get the Lord snipe. Not like this, fam. Not like this. Damn it. Shit. Okay, we gotta take off. He was pretty ready for our build. Our stuff did not match up well this game. I think we're dead. Although this spear might just like hard carry. We'll see. Let's go. Let's fucking go, spear. Doing the Lord's speary, stabby work. Get out of there, Lord. Okay, okay. We actually have 2 spears in here. We need our Lord to survive. Uh-oh. Speak of the devil. Although he might, this might actually allow us to recap here. Like if he goes too deep on our Lord. Oh my god, get in there. Get in there. Holy shit, just everything on the point, everything on the point. Go, go, go. The Lord, I think he's got too much time with the 1 cap. But we are actually going to cap here, I think. Oh man, this Lord is doing the Lord's work, so to speak. Oh my god, this is going to be real close. What an exciting way to finish the tournament. Whatever happens. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's holding. Fuck. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I don't think we're gonna get it. I don't think we're gonna get it. Oh no. That was so damn close. The spear is like daddy spear, but we got just a little too far behind on points. Yeah, so close, so damn close. Because we didn't get to the point where he has to 3 cap. And I don't think we're going to be able to pull this point out because our stuff is all routing off now. Maybe if we can like turn and just snipe his Lord real quick. Damn. Oh wait, shit. Oh my god, we actually have it. Oh, we fucked up. Okay, now we need to prevent it from capping for like a long time. Oh my god. I have tiny brains. I did the math wrong, guys. I did the math wrong. Holy shit. Oh shit. Oh shit, we punted. That was a double punt. We punted by thinking we punted. Oh my god, we can't let him cap. For basically 2 minutes. Oh my god, oh my god. I didn't need a cap. The brain is small. The brain is tiny, 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 tiny. Okay, that's gonna catch us. Oh my god. Oh god. No! No, chat! Chat, we're stupid! We're stupid, chat! He's gonna get it, like, with very little time left on the board. Oh my god. So if we didn't do that, like, suicide dive on his safe point, and we just hold, I think we actually have it. Oh god, tiny brains. Oh well played by Deniken. That's a great finish to the tournament. I thought we were off by like just a little bit there on the count. Oh, I should have actually done the math. Whoops. Woo, sweaty palms. Damn, good game, sir. Good game. So yeah. That whole time we didn't actually need to capture the far point, and it was just an easy win if we posted up and played D. Oops. 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 HL, DL, Dan you can. 5. Well, I think that'll do it for tonight. That was a fun stream. Thanks everybody for watching. We're definitely not making top 4 like that. So the Lightcaster worked out. I guess we'll just do like a quick synopsis of the game. The White Lions were terrible. The Archers were good. The Skirm Cav was kind of meh because we had to summon it. And then the Silver Helms did not do very well because we didn't have enough stuff to incapacitate the Cold One Knights, and then these guys just kind of wrecked us. So we needed a better plan late game for the Cold One Knights, like a dragon or something. So perhaps how we were supposed to play that was to take the Light Caster on a dragon, or do like a Metal Caster on a dragon or something. We really felt the lack of a terror source in the late game. That would have been like a pretty easy dub with something to route. And I think the White Lions, like, while we wanted to test them, were pretty unimpressive. I can kind of see it. They don't match up that well against most of the Dark Elf stuff. So overall, you know, interesting, fun game. We learned some stuff. It was a fun event. Sweating like a pig now. All right, well, thanks everybody. Have a nice night. Make sure to watch Turin's Top 4. Actually, I think I can raid. Do I have a way to send you all over there? I think I have a way to send you over there. How do we do that? There's got to be some way. Stream health, analytics, ops. Share, add stream marker, community moderation. I don't know how to hit the buttons, guys. Settings, analytics. Huh. Yeah, go figure. Well, how do you send people on a YouTube stream to another stream? Go to YouTube Studio, log in, navigate to click on content, and then select the live tab. Edit. Okay, edit. Edit. Customize it. Where the hell is the... Do we just not have the ability to do this? Go to customization, select customization under redirect. Under the redirect selection, click add. There's no redirect section. Well, thanks everybody for watching. It was fun hanging out. Have a nice night.